Hi guys, Steffi here and welcome back to my channel. Today it is number 4 of my inspired by series. So yeah, I'm going to show you what we're going to make because I've already made one, and I've followed an amazing tutorial by Ginger at My Sister's Scrapper. I'm sure you all know who she is. She makes the most beautiful things and albums, and oh my god, this one I've been wanting to try for a while. And I'm just going to take you through. This one is a Matilda and Godfrey folio, I think it was called. I'll leave the link below in the description anyway to our channel and the video. And this one, I don't know if you remember the lovely papers I got from Denise, these rare oddity ones, and I've finally come into them to use them for this, which I'm really excited about. This one here, I will say, I only used 3 full sheets of 12x12, and I did cut into me cut apart sheets and I used a few of those, but I was really like just trying to use my scraps and everything, and I'm so pleased with how it turned out. So there you have it on the front, and then you open it up. It's a magnetic closure and it opens up like that, and then you open it up again, and then you have a landscape waterfall here, and I've just popped the strips on the bottom and I've left them plain on the back, just so you can pop your photos straight in. I just love it. It's also a magnetic closure. It's like 3x4, and then you fit 4x3 pictures in this one as well, and this one is the portrait. And again, like I said, because I've been so frugal and like trying to make me scrap squats, so I've only put the things on there, the paper, the strips, and then by the time you add your photo on there, it's going to cover it anyway. And then on this side here we have a pocket, and then we also have a waterfall. And as with the little ones, I've left these all blank, just ready for your 6x4 photo to go in. And that flips up like that, and then this bit's attached to a magnet. I did attach the magnet in the wrong place, it should have been further up, but then that lifts up. In this piece I didn't have any paper left, so all I've done is I've just pieced together loads of my scraps. Once a photo goes on there, but I was quite impressed with myself. And then I've just made some little booklets here and used the cut aparts. So I've got a 6x4, I've got a 4x3, and then that just closes back down. And then we have these two here. I've made them into little booklets, and it was so easy and so fun to actually finally get round to doing this tutorial. Absolutely amazing. She makes everything so nice and clear. And on the side I've got that purple again, and then I've used the border strip paper on the back, and I just love that. Absolutely gorgeous. I love how that turned out, so I need to fill that with some photos. So for the one we're going to do on the tutorial today, you know, I've sort of had a bit of a theme going on with the rest of me Inspired By series. So you've done this Happy Mail book, we've got the 4-pocket flip book in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same folio as Ginger, but I'm going to slightly reduce the sides of the spine because I want it to fit in here, and we're going to use these papers again. So for this I am using card, and it's a 300 GSM, and this is just for the cover. I've used a lighter weight card for the flaps. So the first piece you're going to need, I'll just hold it like, I'll put it there so then you can see, it needs to be 8 inches by 9, and on the 8-inch side you want to score it at 7 and 7.5. And then the second piece for the cover is this one, and this needs to measure 9.5 by 9. And on the 9.5 inch side, just want to score it again at 7 and 7.5. Okay, so that's the measurements for those. So all we're going to do is we're just going to fold and burnish on our score lines. I was going to do all of this ready because I have done a lot of the prep work. I've done my mats ready with the papers on and stuff, so I've got all of that ready. Because I just want to try and make this as easy as possible to follow. And some people with the borders, some people like to leave 1/4 of an inch, some people like to leave 1/8 of an inch. It's completely up to you. So there's our 2 pieces scored. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to attach that onto here, making sure that this flap is at the side, because that's going to be our closure. So before I do that, I'm just going to slightly wedge off just on that first section, on that first tab there, just because I don't want it to have loads of I don't want it to be peeking out from anywhere. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my glue for this. Oh, got my pin this time. I actually remembered to bring it upstairs, which I'm quite surprised at. And then, I mean, you can use your double-sided tape, but I think glue would work just as well. Any adhesive once it wants to come out. How are we all doing today? He's been up too much? I haven't really been anywhere. Done a bit ordering off online, shock horror. Done an Iceland order the other day as well, just to stock up on stuff that we needed. So if you just line that up, just want to make sure that it's not going to, just go out as straight as you can. You don't want to go over that score line. Okay, so once that is done, that there is the basis. What I'm actually going to do, I'm just getting the trimmer. On the first piece, that measured 8 by 9. On the 8-inch side, I'm just going to take a tiny sliver off. So just bear with us while I get me trimmer. And I'm literally just going to take a tiny little piece off. Just when you do it with the chipboard, you won't have to do this, because by the time you wrap it, it gives it a little bit anyway. But there you can see that it's a better closure. I'll just reinforce those scores on there. I think mine is slightly still a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. So that's what we want, okay? So what I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to attach the magnets, the magnet closures. So I'll just use my double-sided tape. And I'm just going to, on my chipboard one I used 3. I'll probably do the same on here as well. Just because I want to make sure that it's not going anywhere and that's going to be a really nice closure. So I'm just going to eyeball one roughly in the centre and then put one down at the bottom. I mean, you can measure these if you want to have like an equal space in between them all and stuff like that, but I just normally just wing it, to be fair. And then all I'm going to do is just give that a good burnish on here. Now on most of mine, on my mats, I've just went down, because this is only card, I want to try and make it as sturdy as I can. So what I've done is I've put card, a layer of card and a layer of paper. I'll just show you, for example, what I mean. So I've just used, my card is 1/8 smaller than the cover, and then my paper is slightly smaller again, and then that's just going to sit on there. But we'll, like I said, we'll finish doing the magnets, so I'm just going to get some more tape, and obviously I've put the opposite bits of me magnets on there. So all I do is I just lift that up and then make sure that that's going under. You can use your glue dots with this as well if you want to. I think I picked this this way up from Rosa Kelly, I think. So then you just want to stand that up and you want to make sure that it's straight, and then just press down on those. You have to get your hand in for the middle one, and once you lift that back up, you've got your magnets where they need to be, and then just go ahead and burnish that double-sided tape down, just so it keeps them in place. Just like that. So then now when we show it, it shuts. You can hear that snap. So now what I'm going to do is I've already prepped my covers. I'm just trying to remember which one I was having on where. Oh yeah, I think I was having, did I have that one on the front? Yeah, I was having the speech bubbles on the front, and then on the front of this flap here I was having the blue strip, I think. And then for the inside, the magnets are strong. On the inside I've just got these ones here, and then I've dropped it all on the floor. Sorry, I've just probably wobbled the camera as well. Oh dear. Then this one is going to go on here. I've even cut some, these were really pain to cut, and they're just going to sit on the insides there, and then the outside spines as well. And then this one here is for the back. So rather than you watch me stick all of those down, I'm going to stick them down, and then I'll be right back. Right, so I've matted all that. I've changed my mind. I think I originally wanted on that side. So you've got the speech bubbles, you've got the beautiful pink, and it does make it a lot more sturdy, especially if you're using card, if you layer it with card and paper. Okay, so that's the front door. We just need a bit of decoration, but I don't know what I'm doing on there, so I might not do that on today's video. So the next thing we're going to work on, this side here, and we're going to do our waterfalls. So you will need a few pieces. So the first one that you're going to need, this is the base piece, and this needs to measure 6 1/4 by 6 3/4. And then you need 5, oh, it's on the wrong side. You need 5 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then on the long side just want to score it at 1/2 inch. So you want to do that for all of the 5 bits, and that goes with that one. And then for the flap, you're going to need a piece of card that measures 4 3/4 by 1 1/4, and on the long side just score it at 1/2 inch. I'm going to give you all of the measurements because I'll do a couple of waterfalls with you on camera, and then the rest I'm just going to do off camera. Okay, so for the next one on that same page, you need, this is the base again, and this is 6 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then these pieces, you need 7 of these ones, and these measure 4 1/4 by 3 3/4, and on the short side just score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, as you can see, I've been putting the strips of my paper on ready. I've got my mat ready for both of them as well. And then also for the flap for this one, this is the measurements that you're going to need. It measures 5 1/2 by 1 1/2, and on the long side just score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to give you the measurements for the waterfall on the other page as well. I might as well give you the measurements for everything now, to be fair. 1 second, I'll just get them all sorted. Right, so for the waterfall, so the one I'm going to so I've just shown you these two here. I'm going to show you give you the measurements for this waterfall here and this pocket. So for the waterfall base, you want a piece that measures 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. Then you're going to need 4 flaps, and these measure 6 1/4 by 4 3/4, and on the short side you just score it at 1/2 inch. So there you go, you need 4 of those. Then you also need a hinge, And the hinge is to, once you've got your waterfall, you're going to attach the hinge on the back and then add it onto your page, on your folio. So this needs to measure 6 1/4 by 1 1/2, and on the 1 1/2 inch side, just score it at 3/4 of an inch. And then the only other piece that we're going to need, apart from decorative paper, is the pocket. Now this, for the pocket, you measure 7 3/4 by 2 1/2, and on 3 sides you want to score it at 1/2 inch, then rotate it 1/2 inch, rotate, and then 1/2 inch again, and then that will form your pocket. So I'll do one waterfall with yous. I'll do this one here. I'll just take all of me little pieces off. So I'm gonna put this matting piece of paper on first. You can do this after if you like. I did on the one I made out of chipboard. I've done it afterwards. But yeah, just do it now and it's done. Doesn't hinder how you put the waterfall together at all. It's exactly the same. So I'll take our base piece for that, and on the waterfalls, don't angle any of your flaps, okay? So we're going to start with the top one, and I'm sure you've seen many people do these with you before. Just apply some glue. And then the best thing with working with a base like this is that it helps you line it up properly, okay, and helps keep things straight, because you know I do waterfalls quite a lot of the time and I still sometimes go a bit wonky. Sometimes I get a bit wonky with the base, to be honest, and I know other people's mentioned it to me. So that's your first one. So then the second one, because I'm alternating the papers, again, just going to, once I get it on, I shouldn't have stuck that piece of paper down. Never mind, I'll show you why in a minute. Oh man. So anyway, so where that card finishes, that's the edge of your flap there. Just want to get this piece and you want to put it right up to there. And then I'll just lie that down, and before I press it too hard, just bring that over to make sure it is straight. And there we go. And then just continue doing that all of the way along. And the reason I shouldn't have put that piece of paper on first is because I need to put the magnet on. I'll have to have the magnet on the inside now. So again, just put that up, you can feel it, make sure it's straight, yeah, and then just press that down. I always give it a good burnish from the top and from the back, and then just got a couple more to do with yous. I'll finish this one with yous, and then the next two actually, I will do them off camera, but I will come back and show you. I'll put them in the folio with yous. Just press that down. See, that one's gone off slightly, but it's okay, it doesn't bother me that much. But yeah, it's a great way. I mean, if you really you stretch your papers out, you know, you can actually make this with, you don't need a great deal of paper sometimes. Just make sure that, yeah, just give it a good burnish. Then after I've got them all in, I like to come in and just burnish one at a time, and I find it helps to keep it really flat. But this card I'm using for all of the bits on the inside, it isn't a 300 GSM. I'm not quite sure what GSM it is, if I'm honest, but it's, you know, it is a lot thinner, and I just find it's a lot better. So I think this is this one, yeah. So just go ahead and fold and burnish I don't think I've got any paper out for this. I'm sure I cut everything ready, you know. You know when you just lose things. And then all we're going to do is we're going to eyeball the middle. You could measure it so you've got the right distance either side. But to be honest, as long as it's... And then just lift that up. That'll do for me. I'll have to cut the paper when I'm off camera. Actually, I'm positive I've done everything, you know. Sat the other day and I just sat and prepped it all. So then that's your first waterfall. So we're going to add the magnets. Yeah, I just stuck on my scissors. Right, so I'm going to roughly put mine about here. Hopefully this will... So ideally you would have put it on the other side and it would have made it easier. But obviously I didn't. I put the paper down too soon. So this is just a way that you can actually work it a bit better. And then just drop that down. Oh, actually, I want to see if I can move that quickly because it's too far. I'll have to cover this piece with another piece of paper. But it'll be okay. Let's just try that. I'm going completely the wrong way. 1 second, I'm going to pause it and I'll be right back. Right, sorry about that. Right, I've got it in a place where it's quite acceptable. So I'll just tape that down and I will have to cover that. Just going to lift that up. And then keep that flat. And then just press it down. And then when you cover this with your paper, which obviously I haven't cut. Yeah. So that's one of our waterfalls done. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to do the other 2 sets of waterfalls and I'm going to come back and show you how we put them into the album. Right, so that's the waterfalls all done. And then this one as well, I've added some paper. Last thing we've got to do on this is to attach the hinge. So you get that piece for the hinge, which was 6 1/4 by 1 1/2. Score it in half on the long side at 3/4 of an inch. I just like to, yeah, I like to wedge them corners out, just in case I do see the flap, which I don't really want. So then just attach your glue, and then all we're going to do, turn your waterfall over, and we're just going to attach that right onto the back, like that. Okay, and then I might as well attach a piece of patterned paper. I was having this side. Obviously I couldn't attach this until I'd attached the hinge, otherwise you would have seen the hinge there. This will hide the connection there. Oh, it's come over all dead dark. I hope you can still see okay. There we go, just like that. That's our matting piece, and that's all done there. So now we're just ready to pop these into our folio. So what I like to do is I like to place these first and see roughly whereabouts I want them. So I'm going to do it about there. I'll stick this one down first. Just apply glue, double-sided tape. I suppose you could even use hot glue if you wanted to. Use any adhesive that you like. And then just pop that down right where you want it. just come in and you can burnish it there with your burnishing tubes to make sure that it's staying stuck down. I love this. For any of you who've got like the sprockets or, you know, little things like that that do the papers, these will be ideal for these little flaps here. And it still holds quite a few photos. Now there is a difference to what I'm doing on this one to what I done on the one where I followed Ginger's tutorials, you know, to the letter. And what she done was I added the magnet, but because I'd already pre-done these and I haven't stuck a magnet underneath, I won't be sticking a magnet on this one. That's just because obviously when I was prepping everything, I didn't really think, oh yeah, I need to put a magnet on there, and to be honest, I completely forgot. But like I said, if you want to use Ginger's original measurements, the link will be in the description bar below there anyway. So yeah, you need to go and check her out because she is awesome. So then on this page here, this is literally going to go at the top like that, and then we bring our pocket back in, and all we're going to do, clean my scissors. You don't want to clean your scissors, I am. Oh my god, sticky gets everywhere. Can I get it off? So you just want to cut straight across where them lines join. That's all you want to do. So you've got them just literally cutting that straight over. I like to wedge at the top as well. It's quite straight. Just like that. And I'm going to stick my pocket down first, I think, just because then I know where it's. This one is the entire length of the, like this side where the waterfall isn't. The waterfall is just, it's I think it's 1/4 of an inch smaller. So that's why I like to do the pocket first. Now you can go to 10, you can decorate this however you'd like. Honestly, there's so many options that you can do with these. Absolutely love it. And again, like you would, just get your burn folder, I need to call it, and then just make sure you burnish that down well. Even get rid and do them sides as well. Now, just because it's easy for me, I'm going to rotate this round just so I can see where I'm going with this flap. So we're going to attach glue to the other half of that hinge that we created. Obviously you will see this. I didn't think this. I should have really attached it over the top of this piece. That's what I've done with my other one. And then matted the paper on. You get such a neat finish, so you could do that before you stick this piece on, or your paper. You could just fold this bit over the back and then you won't see that bit. I did cut a strip. See, it is going to be way too small. I'm going to have to cut another strip off to hide that. But I'll do that off camera, as well as a couple of other little bits. So if I get this one, because I haven't put the magnet on, that still keeps shut if you do yourself a little booklet. Now this one, they're 4x6, so I think I've done this 8.5 by 6.5, and then just scored it in half on the long side and added me thing. But that's basically it done. Now I'm not going to decorate it on camera. That just folds over and it snaps together, and I think that fits. Looks really, really nice. So that's the original using Ginger's tutorial, and it's a nice deep size. And then this one here, which I still really like the size. It's got all of the same elements in. I've just took out some of that extra room, because now when I bring this back over, this should, yep, it does. It fits in there really nicely. And it's just a nice little size, you see. I just think that would be really nice to send somebody. And like I said, it is pretty sturdy as well. So yeah, that is number 4 in my series. I really hope you like it, and don't forget to go on over and check out Ginger's amazing tutorials. She's amazing, and I hope you like the version that I've done. Thanks for watching. Bye.